Stuck on CNA labs? Tired of scattered tutorials? This full course covers every exam topic with real lab configs. Grab your free lab in the description. Ready to pass CNA and boost your career? Start now!
Hello everyone, in this lesson, let's learn about Cisco's IOS. After completing this lesson, you should be able to understand Cisco devices, their operating system, and some naming conventions. This lesson covers roughly 3 topics. First is the Cisco IOS. Second is its naming convention. Third is about its product packages. First, let's get familiar with what IOS is. IOS is the name Cisco gives to the operating system running inside its devices. It is called the Internetwork Operating System. It is specifically designed for routers and switches, a system built specifically for these devices. This system is developed based on Linux, so its power consumption and some of its performance characteristics are relatively good. These operating system images will follow different product lines and have specific naming rules. You also need to know how its devices are named. Of course, once you get a Cisco device, you need to be able to find how to go to Cisco's official website and locate this image. Right up front here, we can see a download link provided here for Cisco's official website. You can go to this link to find the corresponding product and its image. What is the image? You can download it right. Let's look at the naming convention. In this context, the naming convention we see is roughly divided into 4 parts. Divided into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3. The first one is easier to understand. The first is our hardware platform. What is a hardware? It's your device. Its model. What is its model? For example, here it's C3660. This refers our C3660 device. The second is called the feature set. Called the feature set. This refers to the image. What functions does it have? What functions does it have? Different image names have different functions. You can choose based on your needs to download the corresponding images. The third is its run mode. Run mode. Generally speaking, all images we see currently run in memory. Run in memory. In the early days, devices might run directly from flash, not loaded into memory. Of course, now everything runs in memory, because memory technology is more advanced now, and memory capacity is larger. Everything is loaded into memory. The run speed is faster. Most importantly, the last part is called the version number. This version number, newer is not always better. Many students think, can I download the latest image? That's not the case. Generally speaking, Cisco provides recommendations for different product models. It gives a recommended version. Go to Cisco's website, and there will be a new label. There is a star. Downloading that image is the safest. This is the image Cisco recommends. Because for other images, even if the version is newer, they might contain some issues. For example, right? Of course, most features work fine. Maybe in some minor areas, it might have some bugs. So it's best to download the version Cisco recommends most. Let's go through it step by step. First, about the hardware platform. As for the hardware platform, its different models correspond to different products. For example, here is a list for you. The codes in front represent which series of device, right? We rarely use the ones at the back. Mainly these in the front. In the first column. Like the 1700, 2600, and such. Right? These are its models. Now, the feature set. As we see here, JK903S. Right? The J here indicates it is an enterprise feature set, meaning it has our enterprise level features. And K9 indicates it supports strong encryption, like triple DES, AES. If it has this K9, that means we can run some technologies that require data encryption. For example, what we'll learn later. IP set, it requires encrypting data. Without this K9, it won't support these algorithms. Then O3. O3 indicate it supports some firewall functions. Pay attention, our routers. These things, actually, on them. We can also manually configure a firewall. Of course, no one usually does this. Right? But it has this feature. It has some firewall capabilities. And then S? It's a plus version. It comes with some new features added later. Of course, there are other feature sets. All of them are listed here. Right? All of them are listed here. Just follow your own needs. Take a look which one to download. Then what is its corresponding code? Just match it up, right? Then the run mode. This we just mentioned, generally speaking. What we see currently is MZ. MZ. M means it runs in memory. Loaded into Z means the packet. Our image file is compressed in zip format. Because after compression, the image is smaller. Some devices have limited flash. It's relatively small. If you don't compress it, it might not fit. For example, 100, right? An image might be over 100 megabytes. After compression, it might be 50 to 60 megabytes. Then you can drop it in, right? It expands in memory. Then it decompresses. So this is the MZ format. Generally, images we download are compressed. Compressed. Of course, there are some other run modes. Like FZ. Right? This MX. What else? And other compression algorithms. Just take a quick look at this. Because most of what we see today uses this MZ. Then the version number. For version numbers, there are several the front part has several segments, right? The first segment is its major version 12.4. 12.4. And then 15 indicates this LS has undergone 15 rounds of maintenance. Then T5. T stands for test. Testing. This means this is the 5th test version. It has many such test versions and revision versions. So when you are downloading, generally we just download the SK recommended one. If there is no mark, SK has not marked which image to download. Right? Which image is then we just download the latest one. So, such a complex feature set. Especially its front part here. Its feature set. Right? Is very you might not be able to remember them all. What to do then? SK, later on. After 12.3. These feature sets were packaged and categorized. They are categorized into 8 versions. They are categorized into 8 versions. Now, these versions have different features. The features are generally speaking, like IP is pre-installed for entry level. Pre-installed for entry level. When you buy a device, it comes with this. It comes with an IP base. Software package. Its iOS is IP base. Then, if you need voice features, download IP voice. Right? Then SP, it adds features like Net, SSH, and so on. Right? Then the advanced security features also add firewall, ID, IPsec, VPN, triple D, and these out, right? And so on. So, for these, the further down, the more complete its features become. Or rather, the more features it has. Right? So, the most feature-rich one is the Advanced Enterprise Services version. This is the complete iOS. All features are included in this one. Are all included. So, these feature packages. These product bundles. When you purchase a product, you can choose. For example, you buy an IP base image. Purchasing an Advanced Enterprise Service version of this, its price is different. The price is different. Although the hardware is the same. But different operating systems provide different versions. It's like when you go to a computer store and buy a computer online. Right, if it comes pre-installed with the Windows Home Edition, it is relatively, if it comes pre-installed, the Workstation Edition, a Workstation Grade 1. Right, then its price will be more generally speaking. When we buy a Cisco device, we buy the IP base version. We buy the IP base version because it is cheaper. Right, then after buying it, we download the Advanced Enterprise version and then transfer it in. Transfer it into the this is essentially flashing. Right, take the Cisco image and flash it on, and then, upon startup, the full set of, right, that is basically freeloading it. It is precisely for these reasons that Cisco, in subsequent products, in our new generation of products, abandoned this kind of product sales method. What does it use instead? It uses a per device image that is installed inside it. They are all the same. All of them are installed with the same image, right? And then all features are complete. But if you say, I need to use a certain feature, what do you do then? You go to Cisco to buy its license. You take this license, import it into this device. Then you can enable the related features. It's like buying a car, right? All the hardware is the same. However, if you didn't buy the corresponding service package, right, maybe the seat ventilation, heating, steering wheel, these might not be, right? Then you pay monthly or annually, a certain, right? And they unlock these features. It's the same principle here. You need to purchase the corresponding license. Only then can you have many of these features. Now, the new iOS is called iOS XE. This is the iOS name for our enterprise-grade devices. Previously it was called without the XE, the new generation is called XE. It supports the new generation platforms. For example, the Catalyst 9800 series. Right? And what else? The Catalyst 95, 94, 93. Also the 3850, 30, all these support iOS XE. Then, the ASR series. Right? And what else? The ISR series routers. And some virtual routers. Right? CS, and what else? These ISR devices. They all support iOS XE. Yes, now, regarding this image. It's based on a Linux system. So, underneath, it's actually running a small Linux system. Then, the iOS feature, the device features I mentioned earlier. All these features are just an independent process within the system. It's like they installed a Linux system inside a Linux operating system. And on top of this, they run the iOS. Before, we ran iOS directly on the hardware. Right? But now, this iOS runs on top of Linux. It just runs as an independent process. There. So, iOS XE. The vast majority of its commands are basically the same as our old iOS. Basically the same. It has the features of the previous iOS. Right? Of course, besides these features, it also includes some other functions. For example, it supports the separation of the data plane and control plane, thus supporting our SDN technology. In Cisco's DNA solution, you need to use these iOS XE images. This is Cisco's SDN solution. So if you want to use this SDN, you must purchase these devices. Right? You need these devices to support it. Of course, for different industries. For example, for service providers, its operating system image has a different name. It's called iOS XR, specifically for service providers. Then for data center products, such as our Nexus series switches. Right? Its name is NXOS. So for different products, the names are different. And the focus will also vary. Okay. So in this section, we talked about Cisco operating systems, some naming rules for iOS, and its latest naming method. That's all for this lesson.